guys, we're going to tour Natural Grocers in Salem, Oregon. Here's a couple of pictures that I found online. Here is the markdown produce section. All those bags you see are $2, which can save you a lot of money, and your fruits and vegetables are already ripe. Here is their fruit section. You can see their prices are listed above. Sometimes you can get some really good deals if they have things on sale. Sometimes they have already cut melons, which is nice if you're buying groceries just for one. You don't have to buy a whole melon. Over to the right of the fruits and vegetables, they have all of their veggies. So all of their salad greens, it looks like ginger and turmeric, and then zucchini, cucumber, peppers, some potatoes, cauliflower, eggplant, asparagus, all that good stuff, all their root vegetables. And then the next section, they have tons of greens. They have like 3 or 4 different varieties of kale and all kinds of lettuce. And in the middle, they have other produce. Usually it's apples, oranges, grapefruits, lemons, whatever they have seasonally. So that's what you see in the center aisle right here. And they had some dates also that were on sale. So you can see they have several varieties of apples, which is really cool if you're picky like me. And then to the right of that, actually you'll see it right when you first walk in the store, is where they keep all their tomatoes, avocados, onions, potatoes, and herbs. Sometimes you can get potatoes really cheap. Their basil's a little expensive sometimes, but it's really fresh. You can see all the different varieties of tomatoes and onions they have, which is super convenient. And then we'll go around the corner, and on the end of that aisle, or that little island, that is where they keep the bananas. And they're really inexpensive. 75 cents a pound for organic bananas is really awesome. And the store filled up right after we started recording. And then on the other side of the potatoes are all the squash type items, and usually that's where they keep the coconuts. So this is the bulk aisle. This is where Natural Grocers stores all of their bulk items. That first part up there is the herbs, and then it goes down into like oats, grains, and dried beans. They're really inexpensive. I don't buy oats there because they're not certified gluten-free, and I have to have gluten-free, and I prefer people to eat it. If you missed it, we just looked at popcorn, organic popcorn for like a couple dollars a bag. And right here below the popcorn, you can see they have all of their dried fruits. I think there's bananas, dried bananas for $1.74, which is really cheap. And some of their fruit is sweetened, so make sure you don't buy fruit that's like soaked in sugar. And then you can see all their raisins and stuff. I went back over to spices to show you where they keep the chia seeds. They're $2.55 a bag for organic chia seeds, which is the lowest price that I've seen. That's where you can get like all your cinnamon and different spices like that. This is the cereal aisle. This is where I get usually my gluten-free oats by Bob's Red Mill. And at Natural Grocers, you can see the little purple and red signs. If you're wanting to know if something is gluten-free, they mark pretty much everything that's gluten-free, which is why I like shopping here. It's really convenient. So here's a lot of their like hot cereals and different things if you need them for your recipes. So this is the baking aisle. I went here to show you where the raw cacao is and our favorite brand of chocolate syrup. So that holy cacao syrup right there. And it was on sale for $4.99. Usually it's $5 something. It's really good over like ice cream, or we use it for hot chocolate. It's super delicious. So here's the baking aisle. Oh, and here's raw agave. This is where you can find like all your raw agaves, maple syrup, and honey. And they have a lot of different varieties, which is nice because it gives you a lot of price points to work with. So if you can't buy the expensive stuff, they still have very inexpensive organic options for sweeteners. Here we went over an aisle and we're looking at coconut oil and regular oils, and this is where they keep a lot of their dried rice and soup products. So that's where you're going to find your quinoa, and they have different varieties of rice, but they also have their own branded bulk rice, which we'll see in a little bit. So if you need like organic tomatoes, canned tomatoes, pasta sauces, that's on this aisle. And then we'll just keep going down, and then you'll see all the different pastas they have available. And they have a lot of gluten-free varieties too, which again, super convenient. You can try out all the different ones and decide which one is your favorite. You can see Olivia's hand in there. So this is the frozen aisle is where they keep their ice cream. I wanted to point out my favorite whipped cream in the whole world. It's by So Delicious. It's in the middle of those pies. It's like $3.69 for coconut whipped cream. It's so good. And non-dairy, which is amazing. So they have a whole section of non-dairy ice cream, which is fantastic. So on the bottom it's almond, and then it goes up to coconut, then cashew, then coconut bliss, which is my favorite brand, and at the top is more almond ice cream. Here's some alternative cheeses. We use that blue, it's by Parmela Creamery, cashew cheese, and we use that to make vegan Alfredo sauces with pasta or mushroom Alfredos. It's so good. So in the frozen section, here are some vegan alternative products. The hemp burger and veggie burger that you see there are fantastic if you're in the mood for something like that. They have a lot of protein because they're made out of hemp. So we just keep going down. Here are where they keep the beans. It's on an end cap in between the aisle that has pasta and baking goods. So kind of towards the top, they have larger cans of beans, which usually are on sale and make it cheaper than buying 2 cans, so I always keep an eye out for that. And at the bottom, they have some organic and sometimes vegan chilies. So if you're really in the mood for like chili with nachos or something, that's a good place to get it. So here are Natural Grocers bulk nuts. They keep them in the refrigerated section, and that blank space right there was cashews. They were totally sold out of cashew pieces. So they have a lot of different varieties, and way at the bottom, sometimes they have them and sometimes they don't, but are the macadamia nuts, and then there's some filberts or hazelnuts, depending on what you call them. And then next to that, they have all of the pecans. And that's nice because they have regular and organic, so if you're shopping on a budget, you can pick one or the other. And then next to that, they have all of their seeds, so like sunflower seeds, sesame seeds. They're really cheap, like $2-3 a bag. And below that, the sunflower seeds, they have raw sunflower seeds. I mean, $2.67 is super cheap. They have really good price points here in their bulk sections. And these are also still in the refrigerated section. And then below are flax seeds. $2.25 a bag is like the most inexpensive I've seen organic flax seeds, and we just grind them at home. And then down below the flax seeds is organic brown rice. Well, they have a lot of different varieties of rice, but we buy organic brown rice because it's only like $2 a bag. Here's where they keep all their dates. The one section that's out are Hawaiian dates, which is what we use because they're the least expensive, but right next to that is medjool dates. And then they have some of their own pre-made concoctions. They're a little like hard for our taste preferences. They're kind of hard to chew, so we don't always buy them. Above that was some trail mixes. I don't know if you saw that. So here's an overall view. At the end of that is where they keep some of their flours. So if you need garbanzo bean flour or almond flour, that's where you find it. So then that is my favorite eggnog right there. So if you guys need holiday eggnog, that is Califia is the brand. It is the most delicious. So here's all their non-dairy milks in the refrigerated section. You can see they have a lot of almond and cashew, different varieties. The ones on the bottom are the Califia brand, which are really good. At the top, they have dairy-free coffee creamers. This brand right here by Califia, their coffee creamers are so good. So I jumped over to the probiotic section because a couple people had a hard time finding nutritional yeast, and it's not actually in the regular grocery aisle, so it's all the way on the right section. This is the farthest right wall in the store. It's only a few dollars for a giant bag of nutritional yeast flakes. So if it calls for that in recipes, now you know where it's at. Here are a lot of the bars. If you look at the top, there's a brand called Go Raw, so if you need something crunchy like crackers and whatnot, you can buy that brand. But if you look, the Raw Revolution, those are my favorite raw bars, and I'm pretty sure most Clif bars are gluten-free. So they have a lot of different varieties. And then at the end of that aisle is all of the jellies and peanut butters. I like to come over here to the individual packets. That brand on the bottom is my favorite. They have a lot of different flavors, so you can grab a packet of nut butter and a piece of fruit, and you're good to go. So here's all the bottled water. I think I zoom in on the good ones. So Essentia is alkaline water. It's really good. And usually they have one size on sale. And then Fiji water is a little bit more expensive, and it also is an excellent source of artisan water. And if you're on a budget, the Crystal Geyser spring waters are really good too. So this is, I believe, the cereal aisle. This is where they keep some non-dairy milks that are not refrigerated. So if you want to just have like small containers ready to go but don't want to take up room in your fridge, you can try these out too. They also have small individual 4-packs. So like if you have kids and you want to toss a small almond or milk in their lunchbox, they're at the very top. And then this is an end cap up by the registers. This is where they keep a lot of their jarred spices, and as you can see, a lot of them are on sale. And this is where you get like your different extracts and stuff. And if you look at the vanilla extract with the orange label, it's the non-alcohol vanilla extract. So here's their aisle that has milk and butter. So there's Veganese, which is a vegan mayonnaise, and then Earth Balance is a really good buttery type spread that's also vegan, but I use those products sparingly because they still have processed ingredients. And then sometimes in this section you can find really yummy drinks, but also they'll have like gluten-free or raw snacks. So I like to grab 1 or 2 sweet treats. And then in front of that is where they keep their salsa and tortillas, and then you can see those vegan salad dressings. I would definitely give those a try, like vegan blue cheese and vegan ranch. They have different wraps. Corn tortillas, organic ones, are super cheap. You can get a bag for like $2. Like there's a bag that's $1.39. That's really inexpensive. So there's some salsas. Emerald Valley is one of our favorite brands, which is what was just in front of us. And then behind that, they have this grab and go section up front. That's where they keep some of their dips and hummus. And we like the Lily's brand hummus too. It's pretty good. I have yet to try that brand right there. I'm not sure what it's called. But a lot of Natural Grocers products are really good. Alright, that's the end of the tour. I really hope this video helps, and thanks for watching.